Roberts. Go ahead, John.
Bonjour. Welcome to the latest episode of the Johnny R podcast. I'm your host, Johnny R. Coming to you live from the Grand Casino in Mille Lacs, Minnesota. I'm here tonight performing for the Native American Heritage Month with Rob Fairbanks, and they have a couple other speakers. So I'll be here till 9-ish. I'd stay, but I don't like being away from home if I don't have to. So I'm going to drive back afterwards and try to navigate through these back roads of northern central Minnesota. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. What else is there? I don't remember the last time I came on. Maybe 2 weeks ago when I was in Denver. Since then, I had a show in Walker, Minnesota at Northern Lights Casino. Rob Fairbanks, Tatanka Means, and Larry Omaha, which went very well. The crowd was really feeling it, man. You know, you could just tell when a crowd is there to have fun, and that's exactly what they were there to do. Sounded like everybody had some drinks in them, which made it a little more receptive. The crowd was just feeling it, man. I went on and did I was supposed to do 10 to 15, but I think I did 17 minutes, but you know, lots of fun. Just raised hell, talk shit on stage, and pretty much my favorite thing to do, you know, as long as I'm allowed to just I don't want to say be me, but that's pretty much what I did in Walker. It's a lot of fun. You know, one of those shows where you come off stage and you have that rush. That's what I had that night. So hopefully you can repeat that tonight. I'm not sure what kind of crowd we're going to have. So it'll be a lot of fun though. Got some expert advice from my wife. She said, you know, go out there, have fun. If you're having fun, they're having fun. So I'm going to do that. And I also have a potential gig coming up Sunday up in Ponema for the Ponema Elders Dinner. So hopefully that works out. If not, you know, I'm ready. Christmas party season's right around the corner. So if you want to book a bro, you know, a professional, you know, I've been to the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, been on TV for FNX, and Native American Music Award nominee for Comedian of the Year. That's me. All of that is me. Who would have thunk a little fat kid goof-off from the Red Lake Nation could have a resume like that. But so hopefully, you know, if you need me, I'm going to be johnnyRcomedy@gmail.com right there. Got johnnyRcomedy.com. I have my Twitter @thejohnnyr, Instagram @thejohnnyr. YouTube is youtube.com/94warriors. 94 Warriors. I have a Snapchat too, but I don't know how to use it, and I couldn't really get the Snapchat name I wanted, so I guess I was a little late on that. But yeah, that show last Friday was, or almost 2 Fridays ago now, was a lot of fun, man. You got to sit around having lunch with Tatanka Means and Larry Omaha. When we first got to the hotel, me and my wife sat with them, and you know, you just listen to the stories of both them guys, and thinking about the stories Larry Omaha had about you know, Charlie Hill and, you know, Sam Kinison, and you know, just being at the Comedy Store in the early to mid 80s, and that's, you know, that just blew my mind. You know, it's one of those times where I can't believe I'm allowed to do this. You know, people pay me to come, I don't know, share my stories or talk my shit, and you know, 9 years in now, and I'm still just amazed by it all. You know, the places I've seen and the people I've met is just, it's really indescribable, or is it undescribable? Indescribable feeling. You know, just a quiet, goof-off kid from Red Lake, Hooterville, Sav, you know, trying to make it out in the world of comedy or shit, even trying to be, what is that called? Motivational speaker. You know, I've been through some shit in my life, you know. There are times where I, you know, I don't want to say floppy drunk, laid out face down, and woke up in a dugout one time and fell over in the woods and fell asleep, and I come home all busted up from I don't know what, and some nights I should never even made it home, but I did somehow, and I'm just very fortunate to be here. You know, I was watching that Ric Flair documentary. What was that, last year, a couple of years ago, where he's saying, you know, the life he lived, there's no way in hell he should be alive. And I sometimes feel like that too, because, you know, when I drink, I drink to just get drunk, just as fast as I could. It was I didn't see it as a problem, and I just kept doing it for, you know, from when I was a teenager till about finally cut back in my 30s. You know, I don't want to say I quit drinking, because it'll just be a disappointment when I do have a few. But I just do it for I don't know why. You know, I can control. Maybe I can't control it, but I just think about the next day. You know, the hangover, the shame, the depression. So that keeps me sober, and I'm just gonna stay that way. I'm not gonna present myself as a sober native walking the red road, because that's not what I am, and that just it's too much pressure. You know, so it's gonna be who I am. You know, well, a well-behaved Johnny R from now on. So go through it all the way many times, man. It's a tough life, you know. Growing up in Red Lake, you got to be, you know, on your toes. That's pretty much what I've been. You know, I'm always trying to be prepared, and I'm finally within the last few years, you know, I finally got to a point where this is it, man. I'm happy. You know, it's stressful, but still I'm happy where I am. I'm happy what I'm doing. You know, it's my kids, my wife and kids are just make everything so much better. And there's a time where none of this could have been possible because of my drinking, you know. So very fortunate to be where I am, what I'm doing. And shit, that sounded like a motivational speaker type speech. So you could hire me for that. You know, I could come to your school, your community, or you know, speak to recovering alcoholics. Never was into drugs though. I never bothered with drugs. So so that's good. And so that'll be that's my pitch to you for you know, inviting me to your community. You know, I'll be all speaking and sharing my story with whoever needs it. You know, it is possible, you know, to get past those demons and live a positive, successful life where you're contributing for the betterment of your community. Shit, I gotta write this down. Somebody remember that. Write it down. Email it to me. JohnnyRComedy@gmail.com. You can book me there. Shit, I just impressed myself with that little sharing of my story, you know. So maybe that impress you or somebody you know, and invite me out, do your Christmas dinners. I can have fun at Christmas dinners too, or, you know, Christmas celebrations. I'm ready, man. See, like this beautiful hotel room. Who knew this was possible, you know? Coming from where I come from and the background I have, it's a good life, you know. Sometimes I I don't know if I talked about this before. I probably did, but people don't listen to this podcast. So I'm going to say it again. But there's a point where, you know how it is when you're having a dream and you win big at the casino, you know, like $10,000-$20,000. You feel that in your dreams. And then you wake up, you're all fired up. Yes, I won at the casino. And you think, shit, that was just a dream. I didn't win at the casino. Like, fuck. My thing is, you know, what if one of my drunken experiences, you know, where I ended up hurt or something, and what I'm living now, you know, what I've lived for the last, you know, 9, 10, 12 years, where I'm getting somewhere in life, you know, what if this is all a dream, and I wake up and think, fuck, none of that even happened. Look, I'm still here. I'm still a drunk. I got, but I'd be younger, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where I got that idea from, but just the I don't know if it's a red leg frame of mind where you're always waiting for the proverbial other shoe to drop. You know, something good happens, you think, wait, man, what the everything's going right. This can't be right. You know, something bad's gonna happen. That's just how I think of things. I don't know why I keep raising my hands, or it's just a habit. But that's just the way I think. That's the way I was brought up. You know, I always worry. I always tell myself, if I worry about it, if I stress out about it, you know, it'll work out if I stress, but I need to stress out about it. I need to worry myself sick for something to work out. And that's just what I do, you know? That's just the way I've always done things. I'm a worrisome fella. I worry about everything. I worry about my kids, my wife, you know. Sometimes I'm not around, you know, people are mean to her, and you know, one of these days, that's my biggest fear, me not being around and something bad happens, and that just now that I think about it, I'm not home. And that's another thing about, you know, when I do go somewhere, like when I'm traveling for work, or I get offered to go perform somewhere, I rarely post on social media where I'm going, because I don't know, my ego tells me that, you know, everybody's reading your Facebook, everybody's reading your Twitter, you're looking at your Instagram, you know, everybody wants to know what you're doing. And then if I put where I'm at, then I'm paranoid, and I'm gonna think, people are gonna go over there and mess with my house, mess with my kids and wife, and you know, just because I'm not around to scare them off, you know. But that's one of the things I worry about when I'm, like, even today, that's why I'm going home afterwards, because, you know, I appreciate the room, you know, get a few minutes to unwind and prepare for tonight, but I'm going home right afterwards, and, you know, I know it's like a 3-hour drive, and I'll be out here by 9, home by midnight, 12:30, but that's just the way my mind works. You know, I'm a worrier by nature. So, but yeah, that's me. A lot of me. You know, father. You know, my oldest is 23 now. I still worry about her. She lives in the cities, and you know, my other 2 daughters and my son. I was thinking about. I could have done more while they're growing up. You know, I could still do more, but you know, I'm not a very open, affectionate person. You know, like a normal person. I'm more of a closed off. I don't really. I don't know if it's trust issues or what, but I rarely open up. You know, show affection, or you know, I will to my kids, but it's something I got to work on. You know, that's just the way I grew up. You know, my mom was a loving mother, and baby talk to me till I'm embarrassed to say I was 14 years old, and I finally had to tell her to quit talking to me like that, because I'm a man. You know, even though I was only 14, but She did. But I don't know. Maybe me being so closed off and keep to myself. I think my kids ended up like that too, and it's just the way I filter out the bullshit. I don't have patience for a lot of things, and I think my kids are picking up on that. And, I don't know. Hopefully, it's beneficial to them. So, but I think I've shared too much. So, I can't believe I just opened up like that to you, to my 6 viewers on the Johnny R podcast on YouTube and Anchor and Google Play, Spotify even I'm on. So still wait for that all elusive iTunes. So hopefully I'm on iTunes soon. But this is the Johnny R podcast, and I'm trying to make it big, man. I know I have a interview set up tomorrow for Tito Ibarra. We're gonna do this, and then also the podcast app. So that'll be a lot of fun. Just sitting talking bullshit. My first time using the camera for the iPod podcast. So that'll be a lot of fun. And as for the professional life, work is going good. Can't complain. I did a lot of traveling last week. And that's the thing about where I work. You get a lot of, not free time, but you get a lot of time to think while I'm on the road. And I've said this over and over, and I'll say it again. We have a long way to go. The Red Lake Nation does, in getting to for us all to be comfortable. And there's a lot of drug addiction, alcoholism, and drugs and violence, and our next generation sees that more than my generation saw alcoholism. Not so much violence or addiction. This is probably the worst time to be a kid in Red Lake, and we have so much to do. Got to start a revolution or something. I think even I could do more. If I could, I'd take in more kids, but I we don't have room. And a lot of people need to step up. We need to take a hard look at where we're at, and if we can contribute, let's fucking contribute. And I was kind of inspired by the election last week, where so many women of color were elected, veterans were elected, and a lot of the old school politicians were voted out or retired. And I think that's very important. Even in Red Lake, we need the next generation to have a voice. I know we have a couple young council members right now, but we need more. It's time to get a fresh look. Even though I talk shit all the time about running for chairman, and hopefully that inspires younger, smarter people than me to take that next step, to be leaders. So that's just what we need. We got a bunch of young Red Lakers, college educated, smart, devoted families, and parents. It's time to let the next generation get in there and hopefully make a difference. Well, I know they make a difference if they got a chance, but it's just we need the elders to. I'm not pushing them all the way, but step aside, let the next generation get in there and make some important decisions that'll benefit everyone. But You know, well, we got a good start though. A lot of young, educated Red Lakers are ready to take over. We just need the generation ahead of us to believe in us and just let us take over. Fresh eyes, you know. Need fresh eyes for ideas, and it's just not happening right now, you know. I think our casinos are struggling. You know, a lot of our tribal programs are struggling, and not a lot of money's coming in that I see, except for pop, cigarettes, and gas, you know. But it's the usual for everyone else, you know. We could, like Mille Lacs here, they have a movie theater right next to their casino, you know. They got more businesses, more tribal member owned businesses around here. So I let these peacocks fly, you know. Let this peacock fly. But me, I'm just gonna raise all these kids the best I can, and you know, hopefully other people find their part, what they can do, and contribute. You know, that's the name of the game. Contribute for the betterment of the Red Lake Nation. So, but I think that's all I got. I rearranged this room to do this, so I gotta fix it back up before I head out. But remember, I'm available for your Christmas party events, johnnyartcomedy@gmail.com. So, you know, you heard my pitch to you, what I have to offer, what I can bring, share my story, and I can bullshit like a motherfucker. So, yeah, we'll just give me a call, send me an email, we'll work something out, man. But as for now, I gotta get ready here. I gotta go over to the venue and get ready to hopefully woo this crowd, you know, so they'll want to bring me back. And so that's what I think of this as an audition. So every gig I get is an audition for more people to hire, bro. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. You know, if you wanna, please share this. I don't know where you know, click over here. Or is it over here? Click over here and share. So, share the video, share the links, whatever. That's all I got. Miigwech.